TopTenToons, where we count down the top 10 cartoons, a variety of subjects involving all your favorite cartoons. New, old, it doesn't matter.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
It's October, and you know what that means? Halloween time! Halloween is the best. The autumn leaves blowing in the wind and the spooky decorations give this time of year that fun, creepy atmosphere. Terror fills your TV screens, ghosts and goblins and all the like scare your soul into the night. And no other cartoon has more monsters than Scooby Doo. Paying tribute to Joe Ruby, co-creator of Scooby Doo, we are counting down the top 10 Scooby Doo monsters. There's no better time of year to celebrate his legacy than the month of Halloween. We took a look at everything Scooby-Doo, from the shows to the movies, and have made our choices based on the monster themselves and not about their motives or the men behind the mask. We picked monsters that have the most interesting designs, origins, or are iconic to the series. However, we will be revealing the villains behind the monsters, so if a clip starts that you haven't seen and you don't want to be spoiled, a timestamp will appear for you to skip ahead to the next entry. So let's get started! These are the top 10 Scooby-Doo monsters!
We'll catch that villain.
Number 10. One of the most iconic monsters in the original series, the Phantom Shadows are the embodiment of Scooby-Doo ghosts. Having been chosen to share their inheritance of the millionaire Captain Beauregard Sanders, along with several of the captain's cousins, Scooby and others must stay the night in the haunted mansion in order to receive the inheritance. One by one, the cousins begin to disappear as the Phantom Shadows do their thing. Scooby manages to escape their trap and the mystery gang set up a trap of their own. In true Scooby-Doo fashion, the trap goes awry, but with their clumsy luck, the Phantom Shadows are captured anyways. They are revealed to be Captain Sanders' lawyer and his partner, Creeps and Crawls. They wanted to scare away all the inheritors in order to keep the money for themselves. The ghosts may be a bit generic in their design, but Scooby and the gang have faced off against dozens of specters and spooks, and no other ghost hold a candle to the Phantom Shadows in terms of iconicity. When you hear the words Ghost and Scooby-Doo, no doubt that the Phantom Shadows are the first images to pop into your mind. Number 9.
What a spooky place.
The start to a series that will go on for decades to come. The Black Knight was the first monster that the Mystery Gang ever faced. While delivering a suit of armor to the county museum, Professor Hyde White disappears as the armor comes to life. Shaggy and Scooby come across the abandoned truck with the suit of armor sitting in the driver's seat. The gang then discover that the suit was to be delivered to the museum and decide to take it themselves. Once at the museum, Mr. Wickles, the curator, informs him about the legend of the Black Knight.
The Black Knight is supposed to come alive when the moon is full.
After finding a pair of magnifying glasses, the gang senses a mystery and decides to investigate. Back at the museum, they run into the living suit of armor. The Black Knight lives!
Let's take this back way out.
Leave it to Daphne to pick the wrong door.
After a comedic chase, Scooby and Shaggy accidentally start a World War I biplane and trap the Black Knight, who is revealed to be the museum's curator himself, Mr. Wickles. Turns out that he has been working as part of a smuggling ring, stealing paintings and replacing them with fakes. He created the story of the Black Knight to hide the fact that he tied up the professor and stuffed him in an Indian effigy, knowing that he would be able to notice the fake paintings. The Black Knight was the first monster in the original series Scooby-Doo Where Are You? He was the fire that lit the match that would go on for half a century and still going strong. While he may just be a suit of armor, he is one of the most recognizable monsters from Scooby-Doo's history, even being included heavily in the live-action movie Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. The Black Knight's legend may have been fake in the show, but his legacy lives on. Number 8.
You say something, Shaggy?
The first monster on our list outside the original series, the tar monster from the Scooby Doo show, is one that has stood the test of time. The mystery gang visit their friend Dr. Brixton, an archaeologist who has discovered a city that has been buried for thousands of years. Upon arriving, they learn that a mysterious tar monster has been guarding the city and its treasure. All of Brixton's workers had quit after being scared off by the beast. Later that night, the tar monster pays Scooby and Shaggy a visit.
Wake up, Scoob, or I'll never get to sleep. Oh boy, like it's only the tar monster. Zoinks!
During the night, all the treasure that Brixton unearthed had been stolen. Searching for clues, the gang runs into the tar monster. Using the monster's air compressor they found in the underground city, the gang trapped the tar monster and uncovered its true identity. Stoner, one of Brixton's assistants, who supposedly disappeared after being caught by the tar monster. The tar monster may seem like a strange pick for this list, but having researched every villain the mystery gang have faced, I have noticed a pattern. Namely, the abundance of tar, slime, goop, and every other kind of sticky substance-based monsters. It was uncanny how many there were. With so many of these monsters, I felt I should include at least one, and the most memorable of them all is the tar monster. He's become one of Scooby's most iconic monsters, even being included as one of the biggest threats in the aforementioned live-action movie. The gang may have faced many goopy monsters, but the tar monster reigns supreme. Number 7.
What's the matter with you? I'm pointing. You're pointing? Oh, I see him.
The first villain that the mystery gang faced that isn't a man in a mask. Charlie the Robot changed the name of the game. The gang are relaxing on a beach when suddenly the nearby amusement park lights up, even though it shouldn't be open for weeks. Ever eager for a good mystery, they head out to see what is causing the amusement park to spring to life. The entire amusement park is all automated, as rides run themselves and even food is made with no one in sight. Meanwhile, the gang keep catching glimpses of a mysterious figure.
Hold it! I just saw somebody. There he goes again. Man, he's faster than a speeding bullet. Superman.
Then as quickly as it started up, the amusement park shuts down. The gang speak to the caretakers, Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, who dismiss their entire story. The park starts up again, but this time everything is going haywire. The tables are turned as the robot soon starts chasing them.
It's him! He's swimming right at us!
I thought we wanted to catch him.
Like a torpedo! He's gonna ram us!
They plan a trap and soon stop Charlie. Or so it seems.
We got him trapped! We got him!
What was that?
Uh-oh, like you won't believe it. He went through the back of the trap, then through a wooden crate, and out the back through a brick wall.
What a man! He's not human.
Mr. Jenkins explains that he created Charlie to run the park on his own because he is always too busy. Scooby follows a mysterious scent leading to the real culprit, Mrs. Jenkins. Mrs. Jenkins is the one who made Charlie go out of control because she didn't feel that a robot should be in a place where children come to have fun. Mr. Jenkins fixes him up and Charlie becomes the friendly robot he was always meant to be. Charlie is on this list because not only is he one of the most memorable monsters in Scooby's history, even being a part of the opening, but he was also the first to be a unique villain in the show. Instead of being a man in a mask, he was a good robot turned bad. No one to arrest. No one to blame the meddling kids. Charlie the Robot was just a victim that Scooby and the gang helped save. Now that deserves a spot on the list.
Uh-oh, it's him!
Number 6. A monster so shocking, it became one of the most interesting villains that Scooby Doo and the gang ever faced. The mystery gang are headed to the mountains for a skiing vacation when a terrible snowstorm hits. Running low on gas, they stop in a small town that appears to be deserted. Unable to refuel, the gang are left stranded. They find one lodge with power. That lodge belongs to Mayor Dudley, who tells them the story of the 10,000 volt ghost.
One day, we had a violent winter storm. And one of the high-tension wires was blown down. In spite of the violent storm, Mr. Collins ordered his chief electrician, Voltner, to repair the downed high-tension line. Suddenly, there was a violent short circuit. We ran out to see if Voltner was all right, but he was gone. His ghost started showing up, looking for revenge on the town and the power company.
The gang investigates and soon run into the 10,000 volt ghost. The ghost has a body made of electricity, which heats up everything around it. Using a patented Fred Jones trap, they capture the ghost. With the snow having short-circuited the suit, they are free to unveil the person who's really behind the so-called hauntings.
It's Voltner. Oh, I declare, it is Voltner.
But he's not the only villain in the show. Mayor Dudley and Voltner have been working together to scare off the villagers, buy their land dirt cheap, and make a fortune when the highway was built over it. The 10,000 volt ghost is a fascinating villain. With a body made of electricity, it is one of the most unique monsters that the gang have ever come across. Who would have guessed how they could pull off an illusion like that? Figuring out how the 10,000 volt ghost could exist is part of the mystery. Not only was the design of the monster so incredibly unique, but the addition of the secondary villain made it more elaborate than a typical episode. The 10,000 volt ghost was truly an ecstatic mystery. Number 5.
Shut it down!
Yeah, I can't. It's not responding.
Perhaps the coolest villain that the mystery gang have ever faced. It's the Phantom Virus. In the movie Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase, Scooby and the gang are invited to visit their friend Eric at the university, where he has been developing a game based on Mystery Inc. But this is no ordinary university, as they have a prototype laser that transfers objects from the digital world into the real world. Using this laser, a virus escapes into the real world and begins wreaking havoc. While the gang try to stop the virus, they are zapped by the laser and enter their own game.
Jinkies! It looks like we've been beamed into Eric's computer game.
Unable to escape without completing the game, they set out to beat all the levels and stop the virus along the way. The virus teams up with several villains in the game to fight back, including some familiar faces in the final level. Many iconic villains make a return in this movie in digital form, including some that are on this list.
He's real.
That means that they're all real!
In the end, the virus is stopped with the help of the Digital Mystery Gang, and the true culprit is unveiled thanks to the overwhelming baseball references that the virus used.
All I'm getting is that the virus had a thing for baseball. Bill, not so fast, kid.
This movie is fantastic, and the Phantom Virus makes it all the better. The virus has a personality, which is more than can be said about most Scooby Doo monsters. Being a living embodiment of a virus is an ingenious idea, and allows us to have many grand adventures with the gang by placing them into a digital landscape. Teaming up with many of Scooby Doo's most popular villains, this monster knows how to have a scary good time. Number 4. A face only a mother could love. It's the terrestrial terror, the spooky space kook. Scooby and the gang are running low on gas. Again. And stop in an old farmhouse to fuel up. That's when they learn that a mysterious aircraft has been seen in a nearby airfield, and even an alien has been spotted. The gang decide to investigate and soon run into the spooky space kook. With a horrifying cackling laugh, the space kook chases them all around the airfield. In the chase, they accidentally end up in a wind tunnel. Shaggy and Scooby cause the space kook to lose his helmet, and the real villain is unveiled. Henry Bascombe, the farmer's neighbor, who seeks to exploit the land for money after hearing that the airfield was set to reopen. The spooky space kook story may have just been another run-of-the-mill case for Mystery Inc., but the legend of the space kook lived on. He became one of the most iconic monsters in Scooby's history due to his great design and of course his infamous laugh. They even had a reimagining of this monster in Be Cool Scooby Doo, with an infectious alien transforming the crew of a spaceship into copies of himself. While that design and story is definitely cooler in my opinion, the original space kook has earned a spot on this list. That ghost may be a bit kooky, but his laugh will ring for ages to come.
That's him! Get lost!
In a case like this, Shag and Scoob did exactly the right thing. Let's scram!
Number 3. Appearing in just the second episode of the original series, the ghost of Captain Cutler quickly became one of the most iconic monsters in Scooby-Doo's history. While the mystery gang are enjoying some time off at the beach, Scooby accidentally runs into a strange, glowing deep-sea diver. As Scooby runs away scared, the gang watch as the ghost disappears into the water. The gang discover an article referring to the diver as the ghost of Captain Cutler. Captain Cutler was in a yacht accident and he sunk along with his ship. His ghost is said to have been brought back by the captain's wife's witchcraft, and now seeks revenge by stealing yachts who stay in his waters. The gang get into diving suits and search the cove for answers. While investigating, the gang discover a secret entrance on the side of a cliff. They begin to set up their trap. Wacky antics ensue, but the ghost is caught when Scooby crashes his boat onto the mysterious diver.
Scooby, are you all right?
The helmet is removed and the ghost of Captain Cutler is revealed to be Captain Cutler. He and his wife have been stealing yachts and repainting them to sell off. Captain Cutler's motives may not be much different than your typical Scooby-Doo villain, but the glowing green aura emanating from the ghostly diving suit made this monster particularly memorable. Captain Cutler is the ghostliest of ghosts. His green glow, deep moans, and the slow trudge through dark waters made him a sight to behold. Number 2.
What's that?
That must be the creeper!
You knew he'd make it onto the list eventually. It's the most iconic monster in all of Scooby-Doo's history, the Creeper. Out of the dark bushes, a mysterious hunched green man appears. The gang are driving to a barn dance when they come across an accident. A bank guard has been knocked unconscious and his car ransacked. The gang help him regain consciousness, but he hands them a blank piece of paper and only says one thing.
The flame will tell the creeper.
They take the injured guard to the home of the bank's president, who explains that a mysterious figure known as the Creeper has been robbing the bank with the doors and windows still locked from the inside.
Creeper is a mysterious figure that's been robbing our bank in the dead of night. And each time, the doors and windows are still locked from the inside.
Well, then how does he do it?
He's a phantom. A phantom that can walk right through walls.
With the guard taken care of, the gang head out to their dance. That's when the Creeper returns, demanding they give him the paper. The Creeper chases the gang in an old-fashioned chase, but soon disappears. The gang make their way back to the Mystery Machine, but they aren't alone.
The creeper!
Zoinks, it's him!
Back to the barn!
Another chase begins, but this time everyone but Scooby Doo end up in a hay baler, leaving them all trapped. Scooby unmasks the Creeper and is discovered to be Mr. Carswell, the bank's president. He had been stealing from his own bank and using the Creeper as a scapegoat. The bank guard from earlier had secretly installed cameras and caught Carswell in the act, with that blank piece of paper actually being an undeveloped photograph of the proof. The Creeper may seem like just another villain that Scooby and the gang unmasked, but he is far more than just that. The Creeper is undoubtedly the most iconic monster in the entirety of Scooby Doo. With over half a century of monsters and villains, the Creeper has remained the most famous of them all. He has reappeared countless times in other Scooby Doo media. When you think Scooby Doo monsters, he is easily the first to come to mind. But there's still one more monster out there that tops even the Creeper. Number 1.
Chuck, like, are we ever glad to see you? There's no time to waste.
I am happy to see y'all.
The Creeper may be the most iconic monster, but the werecats from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island blew away audiences and made Scooby-Doo a household name again. After years of chasing men en masse, the Mystery Gang had become world-renowned detectives. With their work completed, they all went their separate ways. After trying to solve mysteries again, the gang become disappointed. They are fed up with all the fake monsters and want to try to solve real ghost mysteries. A lady named Lena overhears their conversation and reveals that the island she works on is haunted by a real ghost named Morgan Moonscar, with people having been disappearing on the island. Looking for a real mystery, they eagerly accept her invitation. Jacques, the ferry driver, tells them the tale about how pirates used to hide on the island, including their captain, Morgan Moonscar.
Well, way back there in the 1700s, pirates used this bayou to hide from the law. They knowed only a fool would come a-looking up in here.
And Morgan Moonscar was one of those pirates?
Cool, man, yeah, sure. He was the most famous one, him.
Arriving on the island, the gang stay in the home of Miss Lenoir, Lena's boss, who has a strong affinity for cats.
Rats? Rats?
Come back, Scoob!
During their stay, many mysterious things start to happen, such as ghostly writing on the wall and ghostly images of a Civil War ghost in a mirror. Eventually, zombies begin to roam around the island. The gang begin to have their suspicions about what's going on, but soon run into the zombies and discover that they truly are facing real monsters this time.
It's the gardener!
No.
It's the fisherman!
No!
It's the ferryman!
Roll!
Maybe it's real!
Using voodoo dolls, everyone but Shaggy and Scooby are captured by Miss Lenoir, who is revealed to be the true villain behind the disappearances. She, Lena, and Jock have been luring people to the island for centuries to drain them of their life force to keep their immortality. In the process, the three have become werecats. Morgan Moonscar had driven the islanders to their death long ago, and in order to avenge them all, Miss Lenore prayed to their cat god, who granted their wish, turning them into werecats. They killed all the pirates and over the years have taken the life force of unsuspecting victims to preserve their immortality. When Scooby and Shaggy are captured, the zombies appear and attack Jock, freeing the two. This is when the gang realize that the zombies aren't the bad guys after all.
Shaggy! The
Are you out of your mind?
With the help of the zombies and Velma's cunning use of the werecats' own voodoo dolls, they stall long enough for the harvest moon to pass, causing the werecats to lose their immortality and turn to dust.
Looks like your 9 lives are up.
The zombies all feel avenged and their spirits leave in peace. With the monsters gone, the gang leave the island after having themselves one real monster mystery solved.
Rocky, rats, ripes.
The werecats are number 1 on this list because they help keep Scooby Doo alive. The mystery behind their role in the film caught many viewers off guard as they focused on the zombies. After all, the movie is titled Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. The werecats were an unseen adversary. The fact that real monsters could exist and the zombies were actually good guys was far different from what Scooby Doo had done before. The creative designs of the monsters and their true villainy shine through in this movie. The movie focused on a zombie-infested island, and yet another monster took the spotlight and provided one of the most dangerous threats to the mystery gang in their entire history. The werecats have truly earned the number 1 spot. And there you have it, the top 10 Scooby Doo monsters. I hope you enjoyed the list. There were so many monsters to look through, so be sure to check out the runner-ups at the end of the video to see even more spooks and specters. And hey, I've got a mystery for you. What's big, red, and helps support the show? Jinkies! It's the subscribe button. Click below to join the Toon Squad today and help keep the show running. Be sure to come back to see the next episode, Top 10 Ugliest Toons. What are some of the grossest and most vile looking creatures to grace the animated world? Leave your suggestions in the comments below and they just might make it onto the list. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you all next time.
The ghost of Redbeard.
Very good. But now the ghost clown strikes.
Oh, they think they can escape Dracula. Not while I still have my Doomsday weapon, the Headstone Rocket. What a beautiful nightmare!
Hey, the moon's come through the trees again and... Look!
Oh my gosh! Did you ever see a monster like that? It's half man, half gator.
And all ghost!
Hey, the mystery machine. I guess good old Fred is coming to give us a ride home. Hey, Fred! I wonder why he's not stopping. Oh, there's no Fred. In fact, there's no driver. We got a job for you. Could you come right over?
Why, certainly, pal. Mercy, Monsieur? What's this Mercy Monsieur stuff? This is a French telephone. Amusing, huh? Yeah, real snappy. Hey, Miko, what's keeping you? I'm stuck. Well, I'll unstuck you.
Hi there. We're the Boo Brothers at your service.
When am I gonna wake up from this nightmare?